I'm joined by Jed Adcock, our forwards coach. Jed, quite a night for the forwards on the weekend, especially the smalls, including Charlie Cameron and Link McCarthy. Just tell us about their involvement on the night.
Yeah, it was nice. The mids and backs did really well to keep the ball coming back in. But really, from all forwards, we just got our roles played. And as we know in Brizzy, especially early in the year, it gets pretty humid. The night sessions or night games turn out to be pretty wet. So it's not always going to be a night for the Tools. Our Tools did a great job at nullifying their key defenders and bringing the ball to ground. And the Smalls were able to pop up and kick a few goals. So.
Yeah, and just tell us about Link McCarthy, first game as a Brisbane Lion. He kicks 4, a career high. What have you seen of him in the pre-season?
I think it's just been nice that he's been able to get some continuity into his body and into a pre-season. I think he played 29 games in 7 years. So, I think we all saw, and I think clearly Geelong saw the talent that he had, keeping him on a list for 7 years after 29 games. So, him just have a pre-season, spend 6 months with our forwards, get to know our game plan and structure, and then as forwards, you sort of got to let them do their own thing and put their natural flair on the game. And what he does for us is, turns up front and centre, plays a lot of the game inside 50, tackles, pressures really well, and got on the end of a few.
And what did you think of our forward pressure in the game on the weekend?
Yeah, it was really good. So once again, as we knew, they like to mark the ball. They start their offense from that. So we were able to pretty much bring the ball to ground at every occasion, and then it brought our smalls into the game and allowed us to pressure the ball up, and then they quick kicked, and our mids and defenders did a really good job of squeezing the ground and being able to turn the ball back over and then reset our forward line back in. So we thought the pressure was really good, especially after quarter time. We didn't capitalise on our shots at goal, but for the last 3 quarters, our pressure was really good.
What was the change that happened after that first quarter to then come out firing and I think keep West Coast scoreless in the second quarter?
Yeah, I think it was third quarter, but don't know if I'm correcting you there. But I think it was just, we changed the way we played a little bit. We over-handballed early a lot, and especially as I talked about earlier with Brisbane and being humid and wet a little bit, you can draw pressure on yourself if you handball too much, and we probably felt like we did that a bit early. Adapted in the last 3 quarters really well. Played a bit more surge ball and got the ball in forward and then tried to keep the ball in there. So that was really the main change. And then after that, we were 1-5 at quarter time, so we still had 6 shots to 7 in the first quarter. We just didn't kick straight. So, the last 3 quarters we kicked 14-7 or something like that, so we just straightened our goal kicking up.
What sort of confidence does this bring to the group heading into round 2 and just the season as a whole?
Yeah, it does. It's nice. It's actually nice to, start this season on a really good win, especially at home, which we've talked about a lot, trying to win more games at home. But it's 1 game into a season, and we come up against North, who have really had the wood over us the last couple of years. So last year at Etihad, they got the jump on us early, and it's half time, they might have been 50 points up or something, and we were able to square it off in the second half, but we can't give a team like North that kind of lead. So, we're fully prepped going into North now, trying to, focus on ourselves still, but make sure we learn from the lessons over the last couple of years.
And just quickly, it's a really humid day again here in Brisbane. I think the temperature's only about 15 degrees in Melbourne. How does that impact our preparation?
Well, the good thing for us is that we've played enough games now over the pre-season. We made sure we got enough minutes into each player, and we played, during the day and at night to make sure that the minutes were up, and probably more for the fact that we didn't know if we were going to get rained out at any time. So we know we've got the minutes into the players, and we know this week it would be a different game being at Marvel under the roof. So, but once again, we feel like we adapt pretty well to any conditions. Our ball movement allows us to play all facets of footy. And obviously we just got to make sure we're on defensively because the ball does travel a little bit quicker.
Great, thanks so much, Jed, and all the best in Melbourne this weekend.
Cheers, thanks guys.